For whatever reason, when they built my coach, they kind of skimped on storage spaces. One example is underneath the dinette seating here, there's a big void inside the cushion that could possibly be reused. And this is true for both the back seat and also the front seat. So my plan is to reutilize this space by putting a couple doors in the seat sides, and on the back side at least to put a sliding drawer in. Well, as luck would have it, I only live about an hour's drive from the Elkhart, Indiana area. And in addition to all the motorhomes and RVs built there, they also have at least 3 good-sized surplus centers, RV parts surplus centers. So a couple months ago, my wife and I took a trip down to Elkhart, and I bought these doors that pretty much match the rest of the coach. Now, if I want to compare these doors to the existing ones, they're pretty darn close. I'm going to build a frame that I will attach to the back side of this sidewall, and that'll serve as both a stiffening frame and as a template. I'm going to make the drawer sides out of poplar, which I have here. However, all I could find is 3/4 inch, and that's going to be just too heavy, and it doesn't need to be that thick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to plane this down to 1/2 inch. And the reason I do this outside is because you can see the amount of sawdust that this generates. I mean, there's probably $10 worth of wood right there. Now I've got all these shaved down to 1/2 inch, and since I shaved about 1/8 of an inch off each side because they were 3/4, then these are absolutely flat. At this point, I'm finishing up the machining of the drawer slides, and on the back side here, it's a little bit dark, but I've got a router bit. And I've got a box joint template here, and then I adjusted each cut here with this sliding bed. And what that does is that creates box joints. And I'm going to fasten the drawer sides and rear together using the box joint, which will make it very strong. And here's the dry fit. I think it fits pretty good. It's got box joint on all 4 corners. On the inside, you don't see that the joint is hidden. All you see the joint is on the outside, and that gives you basically twice as much surface area to glue than if you just did a butt joint. That's why it's so strong. Well, now that the drawer is cut out, I've clamped it and glued it, and now all I have to do is wait for it to dry before continuing. At this juncture, I have the drawer slide unit done right here, and the box joints come out very nice. I'm really always pleased when I see those like that. Not that aesthetically it makes a difference, but it does to me. Like found in many cabinets, the bottom is not permanently attached. It's just wedged in there. And the reason that's done is so it can breathe a little bit, because otherwise these would buckle. And I'm going to use these 28-inch long slides that I bought from Nap and Vote. And they will hold 100 pounds. They're fairly robust. These are the longest ones that I could get at 28 inches. Well, now the project has shifted into the motorhome, and I've removed the bench seat tops, cushions, and the table so I can get in here. And I think the first step is going to be to use some blue tape and just kind of mask out aesthetically where I think the drawer fronts should go. Now this drawer is basically going to be 1 inch all the way around, larger than the opening. So I've taped off a 1 inch here and here, and if I can bring that up to this spot, so I show an inch overlap on the side and top, that's basically going to be the location of the door, and I think that's going to work out just fine. What we're going to do on the back side is use this edge and keep these, and then I'm going to fill in the bottom and up here with stiffening members so that we have the exact dimension on the inside. Well, we're progressing along quite nicely. I've got the framing done on the inside, I added this piece and this piece to make me a hole of the correct dimensions that I want to have. Now, I'm using Gorilla Glue, which kind of foams, as you can see here. And that's okay because they did a pretty crappy job when they did this, and it's got a bit of a gap. And this will fill the gap. This router bit has a ball bearing on the end of it, and the blades are flush with the ball bearing. So as you run this along the ball bearing, it will cut everything flush. So when I come in from the outside, like this, the ball bearing is going to run across the raw wood here, and it won't be interrupted by this glue, and the glue will be shaved off along with everything else, so it'll make a real nice shaved edge. In fact, they use this kind of a router bit on Formica when they do the edging on the Formica, so this will work out quite nicely for that. And then when I install the rails, they will go in front like that, then back here they will attach to this other board that I put in. So I also put in this cleat and one in the front with this board here. Now, this certainly is a leap of faith cutting this, and the only thing I can give you for advice is, you know the old saying, measure twice, cut once? Well, I always like to say, think twice, cut once. I'm pretty sure that I got everything marked out. I'm going to keep this tool within the blue. Here goes nothing. Okay, so there's the first step. The hole itself is cut out, and then now all I got to do is run a router around it. And I probably could have just done this all in one step with a router. However, this way I can see what I'm doing, which allows me to control it. And after all, I only have one shot at this. So if I can control it, then it's probably going to be a better job. Well, I ended up having to go buy a new router bit because the other one wasn't deep enough. So hopefully this will work. I was going to put some edging around here, but actually I think that, it'll come out with a real nice clean cut there. Let me show you. And so with the router, I think that's going to be good enough. Now I've attached the rails to the front and setting up on blocks that keep it level. And then once I put the box in, then I can attach the rear. However, to do that, since this box is long, I got to move the slide out to be able to get enough room to slide the box in. So here we have the drawer done. Got our tools all over the place, but that's okay. And it opens up all the way. And you got to have the slide out to get it open the entire length. Otherwise, it's going to open about that far, which is okay for, getting things in and out. You may have to move things front to back a little bit, but anyway, and then it kind of locks like that. Show you back here how we did the bracket brace on the back, and then it's braced here, so this can come off. We may have to get into that someday. On the first hole, I pre-cut the hole and then just went around the edge. However, right now I've got a lot of confidence in that I can do it without having to do that after doing the first one. So basically, again, I'm just going to go in here and cut the hole out. Now I'm looking at the back of the drawers, and I'm using my alignment jig, and I'm going to locate the bottom hole. The top hole I can't locate with this because this is not long enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the alignment correct for that, and then take it into the drill press, put it along the fence, and then I'll be able to measure exactly the distance that I need for the top one. Well, the first drawer is done on the hardware. I've got the two hinges in the bottom, the door handle up there, and then I just put little felt feet bumpers here to help kind of keep the thing equal. That's what the front of the handle looks like, and the hinges there match the hinges up there. Since the door is 2 inches larger than the opening, that gives me a 1-inch border all the way around. And so here I've marked with some blue tape 1 inch from the edge, and on the bottom I cut a piece of wood that is 1 inch lower than the bottom lip. So when I align this door, I simply need to rest it on here and come over here and align this to the blue tape, and then all I got to do is install the hinges. To hold this door closed, I'm going to use this style of magnet, and you basically drill a 1/2 inch hole and put that in, and then on the door you put a little steel washer which connects to the magnet. Now to do that, I've marked this 1 inch down and 1/2 inch over. When I drill a hole, the magnet will go in like that. And then to locate where the catch has to go on the door, I'm using one of these dowel pin finders, and basically you just put that in the hole like that and just slam the door, and then it marks on the door where it's got to go. Now that we have the catch in here, all that's left to do now is to put the magnet in here and then just pound it in. Well, this project is now completed. We've got 2 nice new doors in our dinette area. One that opens to the cavity and one opens into a slide-out drawer. On the rear side, we've got a door with a slide-out drawer. Open the door, and the door slides out. This is a 28-inch deep drawer, and with the slide-out in, it doesn't extend all the way. As you can see, it's maybe 6 inches from extending the entire distance, which is okay because you can still get to most things without the slide out being out, because it does butt up against here the sofa. And then the front side is just a hole, basically. So anything we can shove in there, we can shove in there. So this has been a kind of a long time coming on this project. It gives us some sorely needed extra storage space,